Hello and welcome. My name is Sia and I dance. I also believe that everybody dances, just some of us do it more often than others. Wherever you are on your dance journey, I'm glad you're here. Let's step in. Hello.
Hello.
I'm glad I could catch you.
Yes.
And grab you and keep you.
A bit of a small window this week to do so.
I know, but I very much appreciate it. You still found the time.
Yes, happy to be here.
Yes. And you mentioned that you are not the most fresh and awakened version of yourself.
Yeah, you know, when you're up late and you sleep short and then you're working, it's maybe you're not always as quick in your mind.
It's
as
fine.
Normal.
We'll do a slow podcast recording. Yeah, I think I'm generally speaking very slowly. Mm-hmm. When I'm editing voices, I realize how I'm making a lot of breaks when I speak.
You make specific choices, yeah.
Or maybe I just think slowly, I don't know.
Could be. Or maybe you're also tired when you're doing it.
Maybe. I don't know, but I at least notice that I'm slow. So
okay. It's good. It keeps us in a nice, mellow exchange.
Yes.
Good. Cool.
You've seen the questions, right?
No.
Do you have it?
I have it. Everything is a surprise for me.
Amazing. I love it.
Yes.
I have been sending questions, but because you are the fifth person I'm talking to, apparently I didn't send questions to you.
That's okay. It's
beautiful.
It's kind of more fun this way.
Exactly.
It's just like on the spot.
Yeah, and you are on the spot person, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit used to it. You know, especially with MC work, you have to often think very quickly on your feet because, you know, I don't know, like this week with the mathematical magic rotation thing for the mix and match finals, that doesn't work, but then sometimes it works and then it doesn't work. And so you are coming up with not only the fix to like get the thing to move forward and go efficiently, but also what are you saying to the audience and the judges and the competitors while doing that doesn't, you know, like demotivate them. It doesn't bring the energy down. It doesn't confuse them.
Yeah, or like make someone feel excluded.
Exactly.
Picks on somebody.
So you are constantly in this moment of like, think on your feet. And most of the time, I feel like I do a pretty good job. Every now and then, my brain is like, why did you just say that? What did you just say?
I guess it's normal.
But you just have to go. You just have to keep going.
Yeah. So it will be normal for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's normal.
Is there anything you want people to know about you if they've never
heard you
before?
If they have not heard of me before. So I currently live in Austria, but I'm from the United States originally. Lived quite a few places in the U.S. I'm very lucky to have lived in a lot of cities where the dance scenes were, I would say, very much like living dances. We had, of course, things in the Lindy Hop scene, but also, like, for example, when I lived in St. Louis, you are able to go out to actual, like, blues and jazz bars where there's actively, you know, non-quote-unquote dancers dancing to this music, and you just get a very different experience, and had some opportunities to learn from a lot of our kind of originators of the dances before making my way over to Europe recently. And besides that, I do Lindy Hop, I do Balboa, I do St. Louis Shag, I do blues, Carolina Shag. Whoa. I've been learning recently DFW Swing Out and Houston Two-Step and Imperial Swing. These are all things that we're less familiar with because they're more part of the Black American urban dances. Okay. Still partnered swing dances, but again, kind of separated from our kind of Lindy Bal blues scene.
Exactly.
Anything else? And I run a great event in Vienna called Lazy River.
Oh,
I'm very biasedly in love with, but I think that's, you know, what I should be. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
cool.
I think, and I have 2 great dogs, and I'm married, and I think
that's good.
That's about it. I think that's pretty good.
Very multifaceted already. I'm glad you mentioned also the other dances that I've never heard before.
Yeah, there's quite a few out there that are connected, but also disconnected from us. So just quite cool.
Yeah. First formal question to you, and there will be 4.
Okay. You're keeping track because I'm not keeping track.
Yeah.
I'm off the clock, so you
exactly perfect. Yeah, I'm now in control. Not you, but this 20 minutes. Why do you dance?
Oh gosh, why do I dance? So I think this is sometimes a tricky question because honestly, I go through stages where I've actually had to be like, I need to not be I don't know, only focused on this, but it's not on the dance itself. Oftentimes it's more about the dance scene. But what I've noticed in those times where even when I had to kind of maybe feel like step back from the scene itself, I would find that I was more rooted in the, like dancing in my kitchen or going out for drinks with my husband and, oh, look, there's a band here. It's not jazz, it's not blues, it's whatever they're playing, but getting up and dancing. And so I think for me, the reason I dance is because I want to. Like, it's just, it's there. Yeah. And it's less about the specific dances, but the fact that it brings me this joy, the experience of moving with another person, especially. I like partner dancing definitely much more than solo dancing, though I still like that. But I think the connection, the moving together, and especially things that use like kind of momentum and stuff, it's fun. You bring yourself into it in a way that maybe your personality is not the same when you're dancing as it is otherwise. So I definitely feel like a bit more creative when I'm dancing than I do elsewhere in my life. Yeah. So kind of outlets, nice thing.
Yeah, because in partner dancing, it's also responding to someone else, not only to the music and yourself.
And I think the way that I enjoy partner dancing is, for me, it's really hard for me to partner dance with someone who's not giving me that type of information. I love to be given clear information about like leading and following. So the way that I choose to kind of add on or create or move within that is based on the information I get. And so it's like, okay, if you ask me to move this way, I'm taking that and I'm like, okay, but I'm going to take this long to respond. And when I go, I'm going to add more. I'm going to move this way, or I'm going to add rotation here and there. And so it's always like building on top of that. Yeah. So I think that idea of really having the other person to give me ideas to build off of instead of just me being the one to come up with ideas.
But I'm just curious, is it only as a follower or as a leader as well?
A leader as well. I definitely struggle more leading someone who feels like they're waiting for me to make every decision versus kind of being comfortable with like, I may not know and I'm going to respond to what you're doing. And I think when I dance with people who aren't really giving me their response, I struggle because then I'm having to think of so much as a leader. And my default is like, oh, I sent you this way and at the end I feel this from you and that inspires me to make the next choice. But if I don't feel your end point or I don't feel your rotation, then I have to just kind of come up with it myself. Yeah. And then I panic a little bit and I just do like the same 3 moves over and over again.
Until something comes up.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Maybe in the music or whatever. Okay. Yeah, point. Okay, next question. Yeah. A bit random, let's say. Okay. Not for me, but maybe for you.
For me, maybe.
Yeah. Tell me one memory, dance related, where lighting played a big role.
Where lighting played a big role. Ooh, okay.
Daylight or artificial light, whatever it is.
Yes. Let's see here.
You can think and then
so it's a little hard to give a like specific thing because actually my first response is for me actually lighting every time I'm dancing plays a very consistent role because I have really poor low light vision. And so I really struggle in a lot of venues, even just like making my way through the room. So very often I show up to, whether it's a local thing or a weekend festival, and even just walking in the room, I immediately kind of know how my weekend's gonna go because of the lighting. And so that's why it's like such a difficult one to answer because it really affects me so drastically. I've had events where I have to really have someone guide me through the room because I can't even walk through the room. I'm not able to see with the lighting. And it's trickier even with like if it's dark and then there's certain tones of colors or if there's any sort of like flashing lights added to that, there's just makes things more and more complicated. And oftentimes my level of light that I need to be able to see, definitely there are other people who are like, oh, this is too bright, and so it's really tricky sometimes to find that balance of comfort for people. So it's something I'm very, very affected by because of that. And if I think of maybe a specific moment, I think it's, just too many to even really just choose one.
No, but it's amazing that you shared that because some people who I've been talking to feel like it doesn't impact their experience at all. And that surprises me more, but I'm more used to hearing that. So your
very much. I mean, even if I'm dancing, because for example, like if I'm doing turns and I turn and one side of the room looks darker and then as I'm turning another side is brighter, then by the time I'm back to the dark, it's I can get off balance and everything because of the contrast and how it affects.
But it does affect, but you just sense it
even stronger.
Yep. So it's quite so often.
Okay.
So often, if you see me somewhere and I'm like not dancing,
Lost,
it
yeah.
might be that it's the lighting because I don't feel safe